Okay, a 10-year plan in a nutshell. I see Shelton School District getting reinvigorated, and like someone said, the sky is the limit. I see our community embracing not just our kids, but our families as a whole, and lifting them all up. I'd like to see us look at education in a whole different way. It is a very, very outdated model where kids come into four walls, sit in rows, and get the exact same amount of information for every single child who is developing at totally different rates in different places. We need to be open and looking at child development and meeting them where they are and looking at a new format for education.
A 10-year plan in a minute, huh? Okay, let's see. I don't know. I'd like to see standardized testing be done away with. I also thought long and hard about what to wear tonight, and instead of wearing my suit and tie that I don't have, I decided to wear my Bernie t-shirt. And, people like Bernie need to be elected. Marilyn Vogler and Mike Olson need to be elected in this community. There's a lot more that goes. Shelton School District isn't an island unto itself. We're part of a community. The community's part of a state. The state's part of a country. So what affects Shelton School District is coming from all kinds of different areas. So in 10 years, we need to change a lot at our state level of government, our federal level of government, and definitely find a new and better way to assess student learning than the current methods of standardized testing. So I'll leave it at that.
So I can't help but think that in 10 years, I've got two daughters at Mountain View. One of them is in the first grade, the other's in the second grade. So they're 6 and almost 8 years old. So in 10 years, they'll be 16 and 18. Technology is going to change so much in 10 years. I would like to see more advances in our school with technology. I'd love to see a new Shelton High School for my daughters. I think that that's long overdue. I'd love to see a community that supports education, and I think that there's a lot of movement that's growing towards that right now. I also would like to see less of an emphasis on testing, and I think that that's going to have to come from a legislative level as well too, so there's a lot to do there. But I'm excited. I have loved living in this community. I would love to be a part of making things different for my daughters and other children too. I think that there's a lot that can be accomplished in 10 years. And so, yeah, the sky is the limit.
10 years goes by quick. It seems the older I get, the faster it goes. We can't live without a 10-year plan. That's something that just has to be kept together and revised continuously. It's hard to look into the future, but without a plan, you don't know where you're going. So my focus would be to put together that 10-year plan, work with the superintendent of our schools, and make sure we follow the plan as close as we can and modify it when needed.
Yeah, that is a really hard question to answer in a minute, just off the top of our heads. But a few things that are important to me are the CTE programs in the high schools. I would like to see them promoted more and see our kids take advantage of them more. And I desperately want to see our teachers treated right. I want to see them paid more and respected more by the district. I would like to do away with a lot of the waste that I spoke of before in materials and in salaries at certain positions. Let's see, what else? I would like to, improve our buildings to give our students their, the best opportunity for success that we can offer them. I too would love to at least participate in doing away with standardized testing and be able to, judge our kids individually and recognize them for each of their own unique abilities and talents. And that is my time, but there's so much more.
Want me to yield? Well, in 10 years, I look for higher enrollment, build a new school, have 92% graduation rate, but on our way to 100% because graduation matters.
I hope to see student successes increase, parent satisfaction rise, teacher pride swell, and stronger community partnerships. Partnering families, schools, and communities, we can identify and address stumbling blocks that impede our progress. Together we can create and support evolving and relevant courses, academies, interesting clubs, sports, projects, and supports systems to keep our students engaged. 21st century education is changing rapidly. Maybe instead of building new high schools or new schools, we might be building some sort of an information hub, who knows? But I hope to see our young learners exceeding our expectations.
So I know I'm preaching to the choir, but who here has heard of Horace Mann? And 100 years ago, the educator that started our beautiful system of agrarian-based economy where the kids had the summers off so they could help with the crops. Well, obviously that's not as likely, although I guess it does still happen in some places in Washington and other rural states. We hired a new superintendent, and for any of those of you who have met him, you know he is full of ideas, academies, making the school day longer, making the school year longer. It's really exciting. It's a really exciting time. And if you have any questions, talk to somebody that's on the board right now about what is going on in the school district.